What made you decide to go coaching, Marshall? I'm so excited about this.
Um, Deion has influence. You
Hmm.
know, we've been having several conversation over at his time at from when he was at Jackson State to his move to Colorado, and at the time my kids were a little younger, and now they don't need me anymore. They're grown, and my youngest is driving, and I'm like, man, I've been relieved of my Uber duties, so it's you find things to do, you find ways to be impactful, and the things he was saying to me, it made more sense than the things I had to say, and I was like, man, this is a great opportunity. We as in Dion, myself, Warren, and a lot of guys that play that coach right now. So much the game has given us so much, and coaches they've poured into us so much. We got to give that back to these young kids coming up in football, um, to teach them how to get to the next level, but make sure that they go to the next level the right way. That's it just all makes sense.
I always thought that you would go the GM direction before this. Rich will always say this, and he says this every time he can, that you might be the smartest person that he knows and just so admires your intellect in every way, shape, and form. But as for coaching, what kid wouldn't want to go to Colorado with 3 first ballot Hall of Famers as your coaches and role models?
Yeah. I mean, depend on if how much money they're going to pay you to play in the SEC. I mean, you make other decisions, but that is a good question, and we look forward to getting the kids at Colorado that want to play football, that want to learn how to grow up and become a young man and move on to the NFL. And whether you end up being a player or a coach or whatever you do in life, the things that we teach you, they're going to help you to be successful.
You mentioned this has been going on, Marshall Faulk here on the Rich Eisen Show, Suzy Shuster in for Rich Eisen. You mentioned that Deion and you have been talking since he was at
hmm
Jackson, but what was the approach? What was his pitch to get you to actually come and coach?
Not really a pitch. Um, he position was available. He had a need. Um, we worked together for a long time. We've been friends for a long time. We talked football a long time, and he was just like, "Look, man, this this situation being here, it's right for you. Like this is going to be something that you're watching what I'm doing. Dion's people, as you've been around Dion. What you see is not
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
everything.
mm-hmm.
And he's been watching me on social media, watching me move, listen to the things I've been saying, some of the stuff I've been doing, and some of the guys that play in the league or in college that I've helped influence to get to the next level. And he's like, "You're already doing that. Like it's already a part of your scope of work. We're just going to give you a place to do it at." And like I said, I'm a person, things have to make sense. And, he did a good job at having it make sense. And it was just like, okay, all right.
Will you hit the road for recruiting?
Um, okay. I mean, it's a conversation. I think here's what I'm noticing, and I'll say this. Um, the way recruiting was back in the day, I mean, kids are reaching out. There's a portal. There's so many ways. There's so many different avenues to get the kids these days that to hit the road to recruiting. It's like I'll say this, Suze, it's like the combine. Like, who needs to go to the combine anymore? Like all the stuff that you have, you can evaluate kids. Um, there's so many entities out there. One of the entities that a friend of mine is presented to us, All Pro Scouting, is it's an app that literally we get all the kids information. I can watch their film, and I can get information on what Hall of Fame players have rated them on, and I can literally look at and see what a Charles Woodson say a kid does at corner or safety or what Ray Lewis think a guy is doing at middle linebacker, care what they say more than what some other person says. So I get to use that and evaluate these kids and really use a lot of the things that's different than than it was when I was getting recruited.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S. Search Rich Eisen Show on your Roku device for daily replays.